This is the state for the record. Adequate notices meeting has been provided to the public by posting and maintaining annual notice of regular meetings on the bulletin board of the municipal building. And by mailing annual notice of regular meetings for 2021 to the News Record and Star Ledger in December 2020, and by filing said notice in the office of the township clerk. Mayor Davis. Committee person Cripe.
Here.
All right. And Chair McGehee here. Awesome. So we do have two, so we have a quorum. I'll go ahead and share my screen for our agenda for today. Share screen. So first we are going to start. We'll salute the flag tonight. I think it's more thing out of respect. And then just like to have a moment of silence for Jimmy. So pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Awesome. And now just a moment of silence for Chief Duvall, for Jimmy. It's it was a month ago, not a month ago, but about a month ago. He was at this meeting, and it was only 36 hours later that, he succumbed to his, his medical situation. So we were at this meeting a month ago, and then not even 48 hours later. So just a moment, silence for Jimmy. Thanks, everybody. All right, we'll now start the open session of our agenda. Chief, I'm going to yield the floor to you. We'll talk about the metrics. Obviously we have a robust meeting coming up tomorrow, so I don't think we really need to go in traditional fashion and go through everything. I'll pull it over here on my screen so everybody can see it. But really the big thing that stood out to me was theft. It's up, 3 extra thefts or 12%, but in the day there's still somewhere between 20 plus thefts. So I was thinking that we could highlight just kind of the overarching narrative around theft, and if there's anything else you want to touch on, we'll go from there before we go into overtime.
Yeah, so as of September, 29 thefts, most of them are from vehicle rummagings. Again, we say in every meeting, lock your doors, take your keys out. However, we continue to get these unlocked vehicles, rummagings to vehicles. That's a lot of our thefts, but also we have we have a 24-hour store, 24-hour stores. We have shopliftings, we have package thefts. So that's still going on. Also, 7 auto thefts up to September, and all of them were unsecured with keys inside the vehicle or left running. And I know it's been warm this far to November, but as soon as it's gonna get cold, and that's when we get our vehicles running, and people it's prime of opportunity. So vehicles running, easy to jump in and take off. As you look at these 7, 3 of them was 1511 Springfield Avenue. That's usually running into the store, leaving the car running, coming out, and cars going. So these kinds of crimes are non-confrontational. They're looking for the easiest way to either get someone in the car or take the vehicle. So each holiday season we have an order where we zero on these type of thefts, and these upcoming holidays we'll do the same thing.
Understood. Thank you, Chief. One of the things that's interesting is that you said basically people leaving their keys unconfrontational. So therefore, then you're looking at a situation where subsequently just and stripping them.
Yeah. And we had it's not September, but we just recently had now they'll walk past a house and see the keys hanging on a hook by the window and try the door. get the key, and then run and get the car. You know, so we just had that happen.
Understood. Any questions, Ms. Cripe, do you have any questions for Chief?
I know one of the things that Chief Duvall had mentioned beforehand, and might have been something that actually you may have been involved in as well, was the idea around additional flyers to remind people, hey, if you're walking into Quick Check, for example, is your car running? Are those signs up? Because I go regularly to the Wawa and I'm not seeing those type of things, just to remind people to leave their cars secured and to take their keys with them. I'm not putting the blame on the police department or the onus on them for that, because in my personal opinion, this is common sense stuff. You take your keys with you when you leave your car. But the practice and the habit that has been established by many people, if we aren't putting flyers and signs and things out there to remind them, hey, go back and get your stuff, could be helping that. Because almost all of them, I mean, I read the report a couple days ago and everything. I'm like, my God, outside of one, all 19 or however many of them there were people who had either their key fob in the center console or they had left the car running.
Yeah. So our our community service bureau was doing that. I did. So we cars washed at the Rich's gas station. So we do have I do see a flyer there. There is a flyer out there that reminds people, but you can go back to the stores and post those and also hand them out because you know, residents that come to this meeting, they hear us always say, you know, lock your doors, don't keep your car running. However, a lot of people out of town are coming to the Wawa or to the Quick Check, and they're not hearing that message. So they might just think they can just leave it running and run in real quick, and not knowing that we're having this problem. So we can you know, put those signs up for people that are coming out of town, and probably not realizing that this is a problem. Not just in Maplewood, but everywhere. But probably just not thinking. Just probably think they can run in real quick. But if they see the sign, maybe they'll give them you know. They'll think twice about it, and then they'll come back and, you know, shut their car off. When I'm at home out of town, I see it happen all the time when I'm running into a store. The car next to me is running, you know, and I go and I shake my head, you know, but so yeah, people do it all the time. But yeah, there was like a sign. The store allows us to put a sign, you know, something on the door. If people walk up to the door and say, "Oh yeah, let me turn my car off," maybe that'll help out a little bit.
And I'm wondering if maybe Wawa couldn't expend it, but maybe this is something the township could expense, maybe sandwich board, something bigger to say, are your keys in your hand? Is your engine running? Those type of things, just to remind people, hey, don't give your car away, because that's kind of what you're doing by leaving it running.
Yeah, no, it's a good idea, Ms. Cripe. I think there's a couple of things we can do. We can work with Ms. Wallace, Nicole Wallace, who's the head of the Springfield Avenue Partnership. As when you look at the reports, a lot of the incidents are occurring in from a business area perspective, kind of in her wheelhouse, if you will. And also, since we have the data of the locations, we can also pinpoint the various stores. We don't have to do every store. I mean, there are hundreds of stores on Springfield Avenue. So, but if we hit the key stores, you know, the Wawa, the Quick Check, you know, stores like that, we can work particularly with those, so we can pinpoint them. And Chief, we can work with your team on that, and then, you know, Ms. Wallace, we could do that. So that could be an action item coming out of today's call.
Yeah, that's it for me, but thank you.
Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and move on to overtime. I'm going to slide that over. Chief, here we are.
Okay.
Anything you want to highlight? I mean, the numbers speak for themselves, but go ahead, please.
Right. As you can see, the police overtime hours have decreased. So that's great from 2021 to 2022. 911 watch commanders, that's our lieutenants, and so that's up a little, you know, 51. And then dispatchers down 10, increase of 41. So that's pretty. You know, I think that's pretty good. Total, we're down 834, decrease in overtime hours. All right, so move down to police overtime. See the decrease there, significant. 9/11 dispatch overtime is up, but that's due to, we had a dispatcher out for a while. And if we don't hit our minimum dispatchers, then our officer has to dispatch a certified officer. So that might be the cause of a little bit of that. But again, total costs are down, that's significant. And then if you go down lower, police salaries, costs, police salaries overtime, those are all contractual raises that we received in our contracts. And that's where the bulk of that comes from.
Yeah, thanks, Chief. I'm good. Ms. Craig, any questions for you?
Nope, not for that.
Awesome. All right, cool. Thank you, Chief. That moves us on to agenda item number 2, which is our Community Board on Police report. Kasha, good evening. I know you're here with us. I'm going to yield the floor to you for your report.
I think we have to rethink how we do these. I may have joined the previous one too. I'm not sure that we need to give a report, especially if there are no members of the public, but I do have a couple of questions on one question on the crime report. Thanks for sending it to us, Chief Sally. And then I've got a second question. So on the crime report, I saw in September, it looked like there were 2 juvenile restorative incidents. Are those moving through restorative justice or still pending?
Oh, sorry, I'm hearing a little bit of it. I'm in trouble with this phone.
Kasha, I'm doing a little bit of a tomato technology tonight. So if you don't mind speaking up, then because you're actually speaking not just into the Zoom platform, you're speaking into my phone. That's how she's able to hear us.
You all can hear me okay though, right? Because I could be, it's possible that my speakers are not set up right. Okay, good. If you go down to keep scrolling here, scroll down a little bit farther.
I'm looking for, yeah. Do you know the number, page number?
Up, stop there. Good, okay.
I see it, yeah, got it. Sorry.
Yeah, so there are 2 restorative juvenile incidents from September. Curious if those are moving through the restorative system or still pending. You may not know off the top of your head, but you know, the board's always interested in knowing what's happening with these.
100%.
Yeah, I believe they're still pending.
Okay.
They're still in the system.
Okay. Then we'll just ask again at the monthly meeting. And then I just thought on behalf of our members of the public that I would ask if there's any update on the scanner.
Yeah, the scanner's up and running.
All right. Then I can report that out. Thank you for letting me know.
Yeah, I've been listening.
Clearly, I don't listen to it, so I'm not aware.
So we got it. It was man, it was tough doing this thing. But it was up yesterday, but then the clarity wasn't good. And then we called back the vendor, and then I actually was listening to it last night from home, and it was clear. It's been clear all day. So
okay, great. Thank you,
Sally. If I could follow up on the juvenile reports, were those from the incidents at the high school?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Related to the fight. Okay. That would be great if those went through. If the parents agreed and those went through, and both parties agreed if those went through a restorative practice, because they're clearly not getting what they need in the school. So.
All right. So, Kasha, I'm going to consolidate agenda item 2 and 4. I've omitted this agenda item 3. We're going to discuss that tomorrow morning at 9:30 per Mr. Schuster's meeting invite. Since there is no public here tonight, which is rare, but I'm sure we'll see all the public tomorrow evening at our town hall. What we will do now is we will go into close. So, Kasha, I want to thank you for coming this evening. We're gonna ask you to sign off. We're gonna go into close just for a little bit. See you tomorrow.
Bye, Kasha. See you at book group.
Oh, are you gonna come on Saturday? Or no, that's in 2 weeks.
No, it's 2
Please
weeks. And I'm
come.
gonna kill myself to be there because I've missed the last 2.
Did you read the book though?
Yes, I did.
Oh, I just finished volume 2. Leaves you on such a cliffhanger. It's just killer.
If you,
Killer.
you gotta tell,
Yeah.
if you keep talking about it, you gotta tell what the book is.
The first one's called The Obelisk Gate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. All right, bye everybody.
Good night. Okay, cool. And Bailey, we're not recording, right?
So we're going straight onto YouTube, but I can always like change it later. But we are live streaming. We
Yeah.
can
This-
go
this-
on and end it now. Yeah.
Yeah, let's just